Welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network. Presented by Primary Arms. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hanging in there.
That wasn't Jason.
That was me.
Way to go, Nick. I know it wasn't Jason because I muted him when he walked away.
Yeah, hanging in there.
Doing all right. I think I muted myself when I went and opened up the YouTube channel.
Indeed.
Anyway.
I got MeWe open. I was trying to figure out where the notification sign was coming from. I think, oh yeah, I got MeWe open. Never mind then. So, Jason. How you been?
Great.
Come on, Jason, talk to us.
Okay.
I know he was in Idaho last weekend.
I was in Idaho for 9 days.
Wow. Getting set up, right? Moving right along, are you?
Lots of work to do.
Oh, I bet.
And every time I dig into something, I have a sudden change in priorities and I have to fix something else. And just life.
How old is the house you're moving into?
Almost as old as you, Jim. It was built in 1921.
Wow.
It's a little older than me, you asshole.
Come on.
A little older than me. More like Paul's age.
Yeah, so just digging into it. Most of the house is ready to move into. There's a few rooms that aren't. Details like doorknobs, locks, stuff that need to be fixed, a light installed. I got some work I got to do under the house. I just discovered this last trip. But so my friend, Mike Young, he just had a friend of his paint the interior of his house for $18,000.
Oh.
And so I just keep my mouth shut because he didn't ask for my opinion. And then my mother-in-law just bought a house up there, and she got one bid for $8,000 and one bid for $12,000. So I've decided I'm gonna go into business for myself when I go up there because I can underbid these sons of guns like nobody's business and still make lots of money.
Yeah, no
That's
kidding.
just ridiculous.
That
but
is.
there's a massive labor shortage up there. A lot of them don't return phone calls because they have too much work. They can't hire bodies. Just the problems of growing rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my story. I can't hire anything to get done because nobody will return my phone calls. So everything will have to be done by moi. And I'm not a young man anymore.
Going to go into business for yourself, are you, Jason?
I think so. I think it's a good time.
It's a good move.
Yeah.
Really.
You have one employee, right?
Yeah.
Jake has showed interest into working for me, and he actually used to paint for my company. He got laid off due to lack of work. Wasn't his fault, but if I had a helper that listened, we could get a lot of stuff done.
You mean like them boys that spilled the paint on the carpeting? Oh my God. Ooh.
Yep.
Anyway, good luck with it, buddy. Good luck with it. From the bottom of my heart, I mean it. Good luck with it. Yeah, that's wow, $18,000 to paint a house.
Mm-hmm.
How many square feet?
3,000 square feet.
That's it.
Oh shit.
That's not that big. That's not that much bigger than my house.
Yeah, it's not.
$9 a square foot. $9 a square foot.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at it too.
Jeez.
Because some rich people up here want me to paint their house, and it's big and fat and everything, without even looking to the house, I'll tell them $4 a square foot. And that covers my butt and gives me lots of profit.
Jason, you better tell them 10.
Oh, I will.
You didn't say $4 a square foot. You said 14.
Oh, jeez. No, remember, he's trying to underbid the rest of them.
Well, I look at it this way: he only has to take 2 jobs a month to be solvent. You know?
Right.
So,
Yes.
you know, that's what I look at. So if he does 2,000-3,000 square foot of houses a month, he's got no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll have plenty of time to go to the range and do all the stuff he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
there's lots of places to fish around me, and I want to get to fishing too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to get back to fishing.
Michael, no, that was just for the interior.
Yeah. That's unreal.
It is.
It's just, it literally is mind-boggling.
Good one, Jorgen. Jorgen Rangan's trying to help out.
Yeah.
3 extra months and 11 more. Wow.
Oh.
I don't know. Travis is working an awful lot, so.
Well, he's working to pay for his toys.
Yep.
Well, he's working at the shooting range today, so he's looking to get lead. You know, he's trying to get lead out of that place. So
you bet. From what I've seen, he's getting it too. I say good on him.
How long has it been since they've cleaned those lead traps?
Never.
Okay, I'm like, we clean at one of our local ranges once a year, and we get a ton out of it then. But
yeah, I'm just hoping he's not putting his son in danger there, having him do all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he wets it down, that's all he needs to do. Keep the dust down.
Yep. And no, peeing on it is not a good way to keep the dust down.
No, I meant water.
So here's some interesting news. Winchester came out with a new 308 round, 169 grain Sierra boat tail hollow point. And it will be the sole source of deployment for the dog killers. I mean, FBI. Is their new sniper round.
Well, that goes to tell you how the quality of the Sierra bullet. There's been Federals use the Sierra bullet. A couple other ammo makers have used that Sierra bullet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what, that tells you a lot about that Sierra bullet. Yes, see, they're going on price. I know that.
That's a new bullet now. First off, it's a new bullet, 169 grain.
Yeah,
boat tail hollow point, and it's been optimized. Before, the old one was the 168 was optimized for 300 yards.
Right.
This one now is optimized for 1,000 yards.
Wow.
And from what I understand, it was really supposed to be made for the Grand to work well with the M1 Grand. But 308 definitely, it'll work. And Winchester is getting it because guess who's running Lake City now, guys?
Winchester.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, Federal would be doing it. So,
it just goes to show you the quality of bullet that Sierra produces.
Yeah. Well, who are the big bullet makers? As far as target bullets,
Sierra.
Sierra and Berger. I don't have any qualms about Berger bullets other than
same here.
Other than the arm and the leg in my firstborn, it cost me to buy them. But I mean, they're averaging about $50 some a 100 for burgers. But they're owned by Lapua now and all that. So we have a a kind of a monopoly there as far as how they're being run. And Sierra is Sierra. They're running, aren't they? Didn't they take over Barnes yet?
Yep.
Sierra's running Barnes,
God.
and Sierra is a OEM manufacturer of bullets for Winchester, Federal. Who else? Who else do they make bullets for? Remington. They made bullets for Remington.
Yeah.
So So yeah, the child shooters will have a new round to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are even available on the civilian market. I thought I'd have no chance, but I'm looking under their factory outlet store. You can buy them right now under their outlet store. So
Have you ever been to their outlet store?
I love their outlet store.
Really?
Mhm.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's a pain in the butt to go through sometimes, especially if they're busy. But for the prices what you pay,
The prices you pay aren't much different than what they're on retail on sale.
Well, some aren't. There's some that you save quite a bit.
The ones that I like to go for at their outlet store are the pistol bullets.
Yeah.
But rifle bullets, nah. If I'm going to send something down range, I want the good stuff. It's like shooting seconds. Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of times the shooting seconds is nothing more than watermarks on the bullets that didn't polish off. A lot of times, not every time.
Yeah, I would say that. Hold on a minute.
Crikey. Excuse me.
Something happened this week for me, something little.
What's that? You forgot to put Alex in your chair?
No, I did forget to lube it. Let me see here. Got Patriot Patch Company. I got to give them boys credit for their artwork. The top of the hat of the creature, I'm trying to get the reflection out of it, says ATF. There
here, I will show mine, which is the patch, and doesn't have that lovely glare.
I should take the patch off. There you go. Maritime.
I muted you because you're making awful noises with plastic. Maritime Incident Recovery Team, Agent Krabs.
I wonder if that has anything to do with Chipman.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
I got. You should have gotten another sticker in there too, Mike.
Yep. So this is their new retail packaging for their vinyl stickers.
Yep. I'm gonna put that one on the back of my truck.
So
nice.
So, Nick, what you been up to?
Not a whole lot, just working.
Yeah, I hear that.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
I bought this digital Borescope. You know that. I do understand I need to use their app to take and control this thing. But what do y'all recommend for recording the video for my Samsung S8, Galaxy S8? Just go to the Play Store and bring up a video recorder I like?
Their app should have a recording option in it.
Okay, I haven't gone that far. I will look into that.
Yeah,
If not, your camera app will have it.
Oh, Logitech, yeah.
No, for your phone.
On the phone.
On the phone. Your camera app will have the movie part to it, and it should log right up.
You're saying that the Borescope itself will activate the camera app.
You have to activate the camera app. It will use
Okay.
It will use what is there already, the app that was designed for it. But you can go in and activate your camera app, and then it will give you the option to
That'll give me
work
more
with it.
control. That'll give me more control. Okay.
I don't know if it gives you
gave-
more control, but I just think that it's just, all I look for is just to be able to take pictures of where I'm at, so I can mark on the rod where I may have a problem. So that's what I look for. If I have a carbon ring, or I got some gas cutting on someplace, I can mark on my rod where it's at. It's actually got inches marked on it, so I can sit down and say I'm this far in and go from there.
I follow you. No, you gave me an idea that when we were in our private chat through the week, you gave me a pretty good idea about recording the video. That way, or even photos, it doesn't matter. But this way, I'd have some kind of an archive as to what the condition of the board looks like of a brand new gun. Never even been cleaned yet. Not a shot fired to it yet. Then clean it up, then take some photos of that, clean barrel, and then turn around and take pictures of the fired barrel, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Michael Dunn's got a comment here. He reloaded his first 9mm this week. He tested 3 different bullets and had 3 different depths of bullets. Is that normal? Welcome to the addiction, Michael. We're really glad to have you. And that's a fabulous question. It really, truly is. The first thing is, Michael, you got to consider that your ammunition has to fit into your magazine, into the magazine of the handgun you're using. And 3 different bullets, 3 different depths, absolutely. That's not unusual at all. And the depths, in the reloading manual you're using, the depths will be given to you by whoever's manual you're using. But remember, the primary consideration is you need to take and make sure your ammunition fits in the magazine. That's what truly determines the overall length of your cartridge.
And he's telling us 3 different bullets. He doesn't say if they're 3 different bullet weights or whatever, or bullet styles, or all that stuff takes into effect how deep it's being seated, your overall seating depth. So a hollow point would probably be shorter, because if you put where the round part of the nose would be, it would be sitting down, so it would have enough room to chamber into the gun. But that's just a quote off the shoulder quote on that. But different bullet, different weights, they're all going to give you some different seating depths. So find one, pick one that shoots well in your gun, and stick with it.
Well, like I said, Michael, Mr. Dunn, welcome to the addiction. It's like the old joke about abandoned hope, all ye who enter here.
There you go. Yeah, 115 round nose, 124 grain hollow point, and 115 grain hollow point. Or XTP.
Yep.
Okay.
So I got the Hornady manual out. The 115 FMJ round nose has a overall length of 1.1. The XTP has a 1.075, and the 124 is 1.060.
Yep.
So you should have had 3 different. So, but that's one of those things that you don't take into consideration, and most people don't take into consideration at first, is realizing that as you're loading, just when you switch bullets, it's going to have different seating depths, because you need different cartridge overall lengths, because you have different powder charges. So
different powder charges, different bullet styles, and
flat base.
right. a basically you're looking at trying to get a round nose profile from a hollow point. So it's got to be try to pretend to extend that around, and you'll see where your hollow point needs to be in order to act like a round nose. In the old days with some 9mm, you would watch the hollow points flatten out against the ramp, the chamber, because of the design and everything. So we've gone a long way in bullet design on that. Oh, he's got his velocities there.
No, I think that's his seating depths.
Oh, his seating depths. Okay.
Which, if that's the case, he's pretty interesting seating depths. I wonder what manual he was using. But Sierra actually gives you a price list, by the way. You can go and download their price list for their factory outlets or
Right.
seconds. But you can't order them online. You have to go pick them up at the store only. So, road trip to Sedalia.
We usually hit it when we're coming back from my uncle's in Kansas City. That's one of
Yeah.
the main times we'll hit them. So
Yeah.
I've gotten good groups with them. Like, for instance, there's 77 grain hollow point bowtail with cantilure, which is basically the same bullet that they use in the Black Hills. I've got under an inch group at 100 yards. So
We got one from Jordan here. Will rings left by seating stems change the expansion performance on a rifle bullet? I don't know. That is a new one on me. I have never. I mean, prairie dogs don't matter. Boy, they'd have to be pretty deep in order to do it.
I would think so.
There's more of a scratch on the nose of the bullet, or the ogive of the bullet, than it is most of the time anyway. It'd be more of a scratch than a ring.
Yeah, most of the time it's. I mean, you typically see it more in. You see that ring more often in pistols than you do in rifle. But
people pick the wrong seating stems for rifle. Or the bullets just don't fit right. There's a bunch of ways to fix it. Your hot glue gun.
Yep.
Can do a quickie for you. A drill, a bullet, and valve grinding compound can fix as another way to do it.
Yep.
But make sure you buy extra seating stems.
Yeah.
When you go to do that stuff. But there's nothing wrong with custom fitting your seating stem to your bullet. And if you're going to load a lot of bullets in that in that cartridge, it pays to fit your seating stem to your bullet and not have a chance of seating the bullet crooked by the seating stem not fitting correctly. And causing run out in your loaded round.
Well, that's what the cartridge concentricity gauge is made for.
Right. Right.
You know, one of the things that impressed, kind of like shocking to me, Paul, about the concentricity gauge that I have, it has from 0 to 1 travel, 1 inch travel, and we're trying to measure variation lower than 1.5, 2 thousandths of an inch.
Get yourself a different gauge.
Yeah, I can.
I mean, you're a
It
machinist.
works. It works. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining that way. I'm saying it just surprised me to know how there's so much travel in that concentricity gauge and that dial indicator in there.
I mean, you can go to a 21st century one and you can spend a couple $100 on a concentricity gauge, and their dial indicator is is not a push button type, but a lever type. So, you know, that rides like this. So those are more accurate, and they also have less travel. So you're going to get a more accurate reading. I have one that is 1 inch. I have one that is a ½ inch, and I have another one that is a 1/4 inch.
I've got 3 indicators myself. One, actually now I have 4. One's in the concentricity gauge, but of course, you know, for my work and my job over the years, I have a 1 inch travel on a magnetic base, and I have a 200,000 test indicator, and then I've got a last word. That's which only has 15 thousandths travel. That's all I would think they would put. But the only thing is, when their travel is that small and they're working with it's called a last word, but that's more of a generic name anymore. Last word is actually a brand, but you know what I mean. 15 thousandths. That's not much travel, but they're also highly precise, very accurate, very very precise. They cost as much as a test indicator, and all you're getting is just this little wiggly guy.
Is that the technical term, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The funny thing is, it's not as big as my index finger.
Well, it's like you go to buy a micrometer. Okay. There's all kinds of them out there. Okay, you can spend $25 and you can spend $600-700 on one.
Yep.
Okay. You get what you pay for in them.
You bet.
A blade micrometer, same thing. I'm having a hard time. My eyes are getting bad, so I have to go with digital because I just can't see that well anymore. So, and they get expensive.
In a hurry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have 0 to 1, from 0 to 6 inch micrometers.
And everybody sits down and they take their calipers and they think this is good enough. Okay. And you and I both know that that's not good enough.
No.
Right.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Jim Madaw. Inter-rapid indicators. That's a brand name I was trying to think of a while ago.
Interesting.
I found something out talking to Sinclair the other day on their bullet comparators that I didn't know, but we know that Hornady has their bullet comparators, and Sinclair has theirs. Sinclair is made out of steel, and they come with the 45-degree chamfer built into it, so it's just like the lead on your rifling. Okay, where Hornady does not do that.
And Fowler makes a bullet comparator kit too. They call it a datum dial kit, and it's the same as the Hornady stuff, similar to, I should say, not the same as. It's made of aluminum, and they don't have chamfers on it.
Right. But what I'm trying to tell you is that Sinclair
Mm-hmm.
is fitted so it has your lead for your barrel already built in. Everybody has got this little 45-degree lead for the rifling.
Well, the thing is with that, you'll never wear that Sinclair bullet comparator out.
No, it's
Never.
stainless steel. No.
If you wear it out, you're doing something very wrong.
Well, I don't know. You're taking it out to some place where there's a lot of dust and spinning the bullet in there. Okay.
Yeah. Seat that valve, boy. Seat that valve.
Yeah. So, but no, it's just something that get a little bit better measurement that way.
Jeff Kuiper said a good statement. Calipers are about as close as a tape measure when doing precision work. Micrometers are the gold standard for precision or for measurements.
He's right.
And Michael Dunn wants to know, is a bullet comparator only for rifle rounds?
No.
Typically, because
No.
I was going to say typically because they're set up for based off the shoulder for the most part, but
more common.
You can use them for pistols too.
I agree. Mike is exactly right. They're more common in rifle rounds, rifle ammo, but yes, you absolutely can. But again, if you're using a plated bullet or something like that, if you're just making plinking ammo, what's the point? If you're using it in a revolver, remember, you're working with 6 chambers. Echo's reloading chamber put up a good comment. Also consider the famous plunk test, where you take the barrel out of the pistol and drop the loaded round into the chamber to see if you can spin freely with the barrel pointing downward. Been plunking my bullets in my 1911 chamber for a long time.
Yeah. Just don't overdo the crimps and you're okay.
Yep.
And don't be a dummy when you put the pistol back together.
Paul, you're a smart ass. That's a good one. Duh, how do I take that Glock apart?
Yeah, well, Glock is a fancied up staple gun.
Yeah.
So Jorgen was saying that Echo's reloading chamber was right. He says, I think it is the plump test, as in that ammo is thick, yo. Jeff Kuiper wants to know about plunk testing a 350 Legend. It's a straight wall cartridge. Sure. I mean, theoretically, you can plunk test any cartridge.
Yep, that's a fact.
But the problem is trying to do it in a bolt action rifle.
Or a semi-automatic.
It can be done.
Well, it depends on the semi-automatic.
Try to do a plunk test in an AR.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be done. And the thing is, extraction, that's all.
Okay.
It can be done. But basically, you've got to have a mark on the edge of the chamber wall, on the corner of the chamber wall, to see if that round is deep enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not correct. A mark on the wall of the cartridge to see if the intersection of the cartridge heel and the...
How are you measuring from the case mouth to the back of the head to make sure that it's going in right?
The only way to measure that, the easiest way to measure that is with a good headspace gauge. We both know that.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. Does a plunk test in a handgun tells me that, one, it's dropping into the chamber, and two, the top of the case, the top of the case, the face of the case is not extending past the hood of the barrel. Okay, there's two parts to the test. Just dropping it in is great, but if it's sitting proud of the that hood of the barrel, means it ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at two things. You can't just look at one part of it.
Yep, that's the only way to check headspace, really. It's the easiest way to check headspace. If your bolt lug locks up, everything's fine.
Right.
Unless you have an oversized chamber. But that's where your no-go gauge comes in. If your no-go gauge closes on your chamber, you need a new barrel. Or you need a new chamber, I should say.
Okay, I'll agree to it. And when you do it, if you're using a bolt gun, strip everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Take the firing pin out. Take everything out you can take out. Otherwise, you're not going to feel it the right way.
That's right.
You get to be play minor gunsmith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just take your bolt apart.
Yep.
But even then, some bolts actually turn. Like the Ruger bolt doesn't turn. It works on you like the old-fashioned Mauser did.
Okay.
And when you lock it down, I can't remember.
Well, the extractor is the part that you got to get by on a Mauser, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's the hard part is on most modern bolt guns is the ejector, because that's pushing the cartridge into the chamber, and so it would push the gauge in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your biggest problem there. And then your resistance in closing the bolt, is it cock on open or is it cock on close? So if you have the firing pin and the spring removed, it doesn't matter, and you're going to get a feel for the gun as far as how it's going to close.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Mike.
So yeah, we finally got a 6.8 Western rifle in stock, and then I turned around and sold it yesterday. It was a Browning Hell's Canyon.
Did you sell them a box of 270 ammo with it?
No. But remember, the 6.8 Western's not off the 270; it's off the 270 WSM.
Well, that's true.
So, but the funny thing is, the 270 Jag for the bore setting kit doesn't fit the barrel well enough to stay stable. As soon as I put it in, it went. So,
did he buy at least a good scope for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leupold VX3i, 4.5 to 14 by 40 or by 50.
Good deal.
With the side parallax adjust. So yeah, he bought a decent scope for it. Well, he's going to use it for his whitetail, so talk about overkill. But anyway.
Yep.
You
Overkill is the word.
Well, I mean, I'm a bad person that way too. I kind of grew fond of my 7 mag, and I just want to use it. I don't want to use anything else. And difference between the two of them, they ain't much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could use a 308 or 30-06, or get down to one of the 6mm or something. Or
well, I mean, let's be honest. Even 38 or 308 and 30-06 are overkill for a whitetail. So, but
yeah, unless you got someplace, where you got to reach out and touch something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's one of those hey cool have fun
Yeah.
things. It's just that when somebody buys a rifle that's designed for distance, specifically for long distance hunting, and then they're just going to use it on Wisconsin whitetails, it kind of makes me go, okay. But
Well, you got some good whitetail hunting land by you. I
mhm.
mean, just a little north and west, and it's a lot of farmland.
Yeah.
That's dynamite whitetail hunting country, and your shots are not close then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few spots in where 300-400 yard shots, but for the most part, you're not going to have that far of shots either because of where you're going to need to set up or stuff in the path because there's always a road somewhere or there's a house in the way somewhere. So
Yeah, I mean, it happens, but I mean, there's still places where you can reach out and stretch and just
cranberry bogs up north.
Yeah. And then again, you go up farther north and you hit the Nicolay Forest, and you might as well it's 50 yards, guys. I mean,
Right.
That's it. So, yeah, it's all over the place, and Illinois being a shotgun only state or handgun at the time. Okay. Missouri, when I did my hunting in Missouri, it was all 100. I had a couple places for my daughters to hunt that were exactly 100 yards. In other words, the food plots, I opened them up to 100 yards, and some places there were 400 or 500 yards. So you get your choice, but I guarantee you where most of the deer were taken in the 100-yard range.
Oh yeah, but just think along the 39 corridor there's easily some really long distance shots that you could take.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so Jurgen wanted to know if I sold ammo with it. No. Why would we have ammo and the firearm at the same time? Come on, smatter chew, dang Canadians! I think the forest fires are affecting your brain up there.
Bring up his latest comment.
Yeah, he said he used a 375 Ruger at 35 yards a few years ago on a whitetail. Did the bullet even expand?
He says he doesn't think he has a leg to stand on in this discussion. No, the critter didn't have any legs when you got done. One shot from the front end, 4 legs are very amputated.
Well,
I'm exaggerating.
So Michael Dunn's got a valid question. Why does buckshot kick more than a slug?
Slug's only an ounce.
Correct.
I mean,
Higher
it's
payload and
right.
usually
Heavier
a bigger power
payload.
charge. So,
and if you're shooting deer with a 375, I mean, more power to you. I don't, that's fine. I don't, but usually we reserve, the 375 bullets are for SN shots on dinosaurs. So,
right.
Yeah.
So Sharp said, reloading podcast, you really need to question those Canadians. I mean, they think Canadian bacon is actual bacon. Valid point. Going back to the no-go gauges, Echo's reloading chamber said, if your no-go gauge closes in the battery, try a field gauge, especially if you're shooting a fully... oh, never mind.
Shooting a fully auto class 3 weapon. Sometimes they will close on a no-go gauge. The reason why the chamber is oversized is for reliable feeding.
Yeah.
and most of those are open bolt.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking a M16. But
Mhm.
yeah. Saber-toothed rabbits. Okay. Yeah. I like that.
We have the jackalopes around here that we use slugs on, so
Yeah.
Wow. So Jorgen answered my question about what it did to that deer. He said it sure penetrated 235 grain spear hot core at 3,000 feet per second. It split the spine. Half the spine penetrated up through the hide. The opposite half went into the body cavity.
He was using Texas hard shots.
Yeah. Needless to say, I'm pretty sure it probably didn't go anywhere.
Nope.
So.
Yeah. Texas hard shots.
That is one thing about overkill calibers like that. You stop the animal right there, DRT, dead right there in its tracks.
Well, sometimes you really want that to happen.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I mean,
depending when you're hunting, some of the splats in Wisconsin where you're hunting, if it doesn't drop where you're trying to drop it, kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, someone else will take it and claim it.
well, it's not even that. Sometimes you can't get to it.
Yeah. Or
That's. I'm in the Ozarks in Missouri, and I'm sitting there telling you guys, okay, I can get an ATV to a lot of places, but
you just walk around to the bottom of the hill and pick it up. Come on.
yeah, walk around to the bottom of the hill. Yeah, the hill is this way, and it goes all the way around, and you sit down, and he's got this little trail that he goes right down, and you hit, and he just goes plunk.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Or like Gerald Fickner said, goes into a swamp. Yeah. Especially a non-frozen swamp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, swamps are fun. You got them up in Wisconsin. There we go, Chris. You're
Absolutely.
Good. Yep.
Right. Nailed it. 338 Lapua for all hunting, including prairie dogs.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we were looking, Chris, at a place in Kansas that's got a range, and they have a guy there that took a prairie dog with his 338 Lapua at over 2,000 yards. So we got a place for you.
That was Armando Resendez, 2,075 yard confirmed prairie dog kill with a 338 Lapua. So, but 30 Huckleberry said we need to stop it in South Texas. We need to stop it because of the cactus and the thick cactus and thorny bush. 30-yard run, and you may never see them again. Ain't that the truth? So,
I didn't think Texas was that bad. I, hunted there a few times, and I thought, of course, I didn't hunt the hill country, so he's probably from the hill country where he gets off the little roads there, and you ain't seeing him.
Yeah,
after that,
and the scrub,
the scrubs down in southern Texas, yeah.
Yep.
Of course, you can always run into a nice bull at the same time you're.
Surprise. Yeah.
Prairie Dog can absorb that. Okay.
Lloyd Castleson says, I kind of want to go hit a prairie dog with my 38 now. Yes, yes, you do. So.
Yeah, we'll try to get everybody together and try to make a road trip once. Everybody all at one time.
Yeah.
And hit one of these places like the place in Kansas. So you'll have to tell us how that would go over.
Yeah, that'd be fun to do. Go get some prairie dogs. So.
Or even just some guys wanting to shoot targets at 2,000, 3,000 yards.
That would be fun.
You know, open it up so these guys can that don't have the place to shoot can shoot. Guns that scare me.
Yet he's firing smoke poles. They kick. Nice try. So Ray said he's in for a prairie dog shoot from his hotel room while he's working on paperwork. So, all right. What I want. Come on. Give me a come on, you silly thing. All right. Dang it. So we talked a little bit about this, I'm sure, but reloading bench design. So Paul.
Yes.
Let's talk about your new bench.
Okay. Yes, you're right, Chris.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes.
So Chris said if most of the viewers and cast of the Reloading Podcast showed up together, I'm sure we'd be banned in minutes of arrival. Okay, so I guess that means we need to do Colorado then, because Sean and the gang from We Like Shooting never get banned from anywhere. So Colorado must be okay then.
Well, with where we're at, we're minutes from Colorado, so we might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kansas, Colorado, whatever.
Yep.
Anyhow, you said a reloading bench. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Let's talk about your new reloading bench.
Okay. Well, it's going to be, this one's going to be 6 foot, guys. The bench itself. Okay. I have tables to do case sorting and prep, and then the actual bench itself will be a 6 foot, 2-inch top, thick maple top, 24 inches deep, 6 foot long, and it will be routed out to have channels in it so I can change presses as needed.
Okay.
Okay. Hardwood bench, and because they just and using a 3/4 inch router bit, I will route out the front edge of the bench, and then come back 6 inches and route another line across, and then put in my my tracks to hold my my presses and the components down that I need.
Okay.
One, and then a table for brass prep. It will probably be about 6 or 7 foot long, 30 inches deep. That way I will buy, and you guys will call me crazy, but I go out and look at online and find these sewing mats, these cutting mats that they have that are hard rubber and are marked out, so I can kind of sort my brass out and have a kind of a soft place to work on, and a sorting rack that is a 3/4 inch opening or to which is a 2 foot by 4 foot fluorescent light diffuser that has the square holes in it, so I can set up and go through brass with that. Can sort brass into that without too much of a problem. Table across from that, which will be about 5 foot by 30 inches, will have a bullet tumbler for coating bullets, a ultrasonic cleaner, and I'm getting a new one. I got a 15/4 on order, so, or 15 liter, excuse me. And then I do have a regular old tumbler that I use to, when I'm doing 223 in volume with the Dillon, then I use that to apply lube. So that's pretty much, as far as the benches go and the work surfaces. And you'll see them as they come up and I start to put it together, what they look like. And then storage. I had cabinets before. I'm not liking cabinets. I think I'm going with shelves for bullet storage. I want nothing over 12 inches deep, well supported, and so I can keep 15,000-20,000 bullets up on the shelf for rifle bullets, and for handgun bullets those can stay underneath the bench. Scales, separate table for my scales, for especially my electronic ones. And I saw a Class A surface plate, 3 inches thick. What was it? 12 by 18 inches for $131 on Amazon. So that will be my plate to put my electronic scales on.
Will that be attached to the bench, or will that be separate, attached to the wall, or?
It'll be attached to the wall and to the floor, but not to the bench.
Okay.
It will be off to the side. So with the tracks, I'd be able to move the press to where I want it, and then if I will need to be close to the scale for every charge, I can just reach over and put the charge together, and then up to my standard is 2/10 of a grain, 2/100 of a grain, excuse me, plus or minus 2/100 of a grain, and then we can put the round together.
So Michael Dunn asked, is the case gauge the same as a barrel plunk?
No. Case gauge is Sammy's. It's just a Sammy spec opening reamer, and a who knows until you measure it. Who knows? Barrel plunk test means that you're actually checking it against your chamber. So your chamber has, you're proofing it to your gun with the plunk test.
All right, let's see here. I was looking to see what else I had for questions. Damn it.
Yeah, GGW reloading. Yes, T-track. It's an aluminum track that allows a head of a 3/8 inch diameter bolt, which would be 1/2 inch, to run into it or run through it, and it looks like it has for a T. The bolt would run this way and inside the track, and you can just lock down whatever you want wherever it is, as long as you got a plate to hold it there.
But so I thought I had a question. Anyway, I guess we answered them all. I was going through the list of topics on MeWe, and it looks like we've pretty much covered most of them. So I thought there was 2 on here that we hadn't. Why is ballistic coefficient an important thing?
Oh.
Jim?
What?
Why is ballistic coefficient an important thing when we're reloading for rifles?
It's a good question. I was sleeping.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. Anyway. I don't know. You caught me off the spot. I'd have to read up on it.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: what is ballistic coefficient? Oh, ballistic coefficient is a way of measuring how well the bullet flies. A flat nose bullet doesn't fly anywhere near as good as a nice boat tail bullet does.
Correct.
Boat tail bullets, if you get one with a .5 BC, you're doing damn fine. But with a like a 38 special wad cutter, those things you might get .156 BC.
Mm-hmm.
It's a measure of, and the way it's determined is the bullet shape and the bullet diameter and the bullet aerodynamics.
Against the known model.
Yes.
Against the known model. You have a lot of G factors that go in there from G1 to
G7.
Well, there's lots of them. I mean, there's even more than that, but G1 and G7 are the ones that are closest to what we use.
Yes,
and
yes.
G1 not so much anymore, other than some of the flat base bullets, the pointed flat base bullets that we have, and G7 takes into account the boat tails and other other shapes.
I got the chart. So
yeah.
So G1 or Ingalls is a flat base with 2 caliber blunt nose ogive. G2 is an Aberdeen J projectile. G5 7.5 boat tails with a tangent ogive. G6 is a flat base, 6 calibers long with a secant ogive. G7, which is the most popular now, is a long 7.5 degree boat tail, 10 caliber secant ogive, preferred by some manufacturers for very low drag bullets. So most of your long range bullets are going to be using a G7 design, and therefore the G7 specifics. G8 is a flat base, 10 calibers long secant ogive, and then you've got GL, which is a blunt lead nose. So,
and those are models, okay?
Yep.
Those are models, and then the bullet that they make is compared to those, and that's how they come up with the numbers by mathematics. But not everything is BC. You can have a great BC and a lousy SD, a sectional density, and the bullet dies somewhere along the line. In other words, it flies out there real nice, and all of a sudden, bloop, it dies. It will die.
Mm-hmm.
So you need both. Now, usually with a longer, higher BC bullet, which means it's longer, you get a better SD because of the length of the bullet has increased, and so has the weight. So,
yeah. So Jorgen was saying BC is not important for hunting. Terminal ballistics is important. Then choose a bullet that will maintain those terminal ballistics to the range you need.
That's for hunting purposes,
right?
Yeah,
not necessarily long range competition.
Correct.
But he's right, and the other thing is that BC changes with velocity. Okay, if you look at Sierra's calculations, they give you a BC that is in stages, over 3,000 feet per second. Now this depends upon the bullet, so I'm just giving a roughly one that's say over 3,000 feet per second, under 3,000, under that 3,000, and it goes down to say 1,800, and then it gives you another BC that is again would be from that 1,800 down to 0.
Mm-hmm.
So
the other interesting thing about BC is it depends on the specific firearm, and there's other conditions that can affect it. So you could take two different firearms with the same bullet and wind up with different coefficients. Is what is a possibility. So it's more of a I guess a waypoint than necessary an end all be all. So where people put a lot of faith into the BC, it's basically going to give you a bullet design for the purpose that you want to use when you're talking about long distance shooting. And the idea is to try and find one that performs well enough so it's going to get to where you want it to, and it's not going to get sucked by the wind as easily. So I guess that's kind of boils that down.
Yeah.
But
what do we got here?
Michael Hurtnick wants to know, Paul, what are you putting on your bullets?
Oh, I sprinkle a little sugar on top, HBN2.
There you go.
Smart ass.
Hey, sweeten it up.
That's right.
That's right.
No, the reason I do that is because it keeps the fouling down in my guns. I can shoot more bullets with it. HBN2 does not foul a barrel out like Molly does because of the high temperature it takes to burn HBN2 versus Molly. So we're not creating carbon. It's an impact type application. So it actually impacts into the copper. So you don't see it as much as you would a Molly coated bullet. And you do have to treat the bores of your guns for it. Yes, you can shoot it without treating them, but for longer life, treated bores make a difference. And velocity edge, I can say that I can get on a 308 with a 150 grain bullet. I can get without any pressure signs another 100 to 150 feet per second faster with a coated bullet and bore.
So, question, when you say treat the barrel, what do you mean by treating the barrel?
By taking a slurry solution of denatured alcohol and HBN2 and taking a bore mop, going down the barrel with it after it's been cleaned out completely and making a couple of passes so the barrel is coated with the HBN2.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then give it 5 minutes and the alcohol will wick off and your barrel will look a little white on the inside. And the first bullet that goes down it usually screams. But I don't get as much throat erosion and everything else. And I'm one to change barrels frequently. Everybody knows that. So I feel that, I can burn a barrel out in, say, a 6mm barrel in 1,500 rounds without too much of a problem. And some of the bigger bores, they go even faster. So some guns only can last 1,000 rounds on a bore.
Okay, hold on. Before you go any further, while we're on this topic. GGW Reloading has a question. He says, all right, what the heck is HBN2?
Oh, hexagonal boride nitrated. It is a lubricant that is in the micron range. It's usually I buy it in the 2 micron range, and it comes as a powder. You'd be surprised that your wife probably has some of it in her cosmetics because it's also used for that. It's an inert substance. It is not a hazmat or anything chemical. So yeah, it is. This is some in an alcohol solution right here, and can shake it up. It goes into suspension, and I treat the barrels with it, and then the bullets get impacted in a tumbler.
Thank you, Paul.
Yep.
Jorgen, you're terrible. Don't change.
Oh, good grief.
Lots of fast women in my life. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That'll get you in trouble in a hurry.
Well, what's fun if you don't burn the candle at both ends,
right?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Chris. You got to put that one up.
You picked the wrong one.
Yeah, I know. Where are we at? There we go.
I got it.
Okay. As you use your wife's makeup. I'm sorry, Chris. No, I didn't. I was talking to a Swiss shooter, and then I went and looked up HBN2 and found out about what it was used for in commercial usage. And the other usage is when they make it and they use it to lubricate the hinges on smelters when they pour iron and steel.
Oh, okay.
Because
so it's a high temp lube.
It's a high temp lube.
Okay.
And everybody judges me anyway, Chris. So that's not it's not a problem. I have a very thick skin.
None of us judge Chris Sharp. I don't know why he does that to you.
Right?
Yeah, well, we're just waiting for Chris Sharp to come out with his 338 Lapua and shoot prairie dogs at 2,000 yards.
So, for those of you still on the Facebooks, make sure you check out the Brownells Incorporated group. They've been posting some pretty good memes in there lately. So it's kind of funny. Oh,
Here's a question for Chris Sharp. Chris Sharp, you always talking about 338 Lapua Magnum. Do you own one?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
All right.
But you got to be an impressive shot, Chris. And he owns 2 of them, Jim.
Really?
He should send me one. He should send me one to play with.
Why do you need two rifles of the same caliber?
Why not?
Because it's America.
I know that.
Well,
I'm asking, what does he use them for?
Well, he lives in Wyoming. Okay.
Yeah, so he uses
one to go east and one to go west. What's your point?
And he's got lots of room, and they have that smaller dinosaur in Wyoming, and I think they're called women there.
Oh my God. Anyway, you guys, why are you guys defending this guy? He flames us all the time. I just want to put him on the spot, and I want to know what he uses.
Because you're
What was
picking
rifle
on
for?
him on the wrong thing.
Uh,
Never pick on a person and the amount of firearms they own or the type of firearms, unless they own none. Then you can pick on them.
just curious as to what he uses them for. That's all.
Well, I told you, you know.
East and west. Okay, fine.
He hasn't gotten the north and south one yet.
Well, that means he's got to buy 2 more.
Oh, wait a minute. He can't do south. Colorado's that direction.
Okay. Lighter weight, 1 for hunting, and 1 is about 20 pounds for target and long range. Thank you, Chris. That's what I was looking for.
Lightweight one for hunting. What's that one weigh? 15 pounds? Michael Dunn's got 2 30-06s.
One's a Savage, and one's his grandpa's old war gun. I would bet that's an 03A3, and I'll tell you what, Michael, you hold on to that beastie.
For dear life. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. A lot of sentimental value in that, and I'm sure there's value, quite a bit of value in it, too. Yeah, you'd need a rifle that heavy for 338 Lapua. 330.
12 pounds is lightweight.
No, 8 pounds is lightweight. Not 8 pounds in a Lapua. Ooh, I would want.
Lightweight.
Yeah, that's more like 30-06. I don't think they even make one that light in 338.
I don't think I got a varmint rifle that's 12 pounds. That's less than 12 pounds.
Yep.
So
Well, Chris, you can continue to flay Phil Rabelais and about his 338, non-existent 338 Lapua.
Welcome back, Echo. I have like 922s, so.
there we go. There's a guy that really knows guns there. The old guy. 325-06s.
There you go. Yeah, but they're not 3 bobs, so, I mean, does he really?
Hey, 257 Roberts.
That's right. Oh, good grief.
Just so everyone knows, particularly the new guys that may not be on Discord, we have a Discord channel, and you contact any of us to, well, not any of us, Mike, myself, and Nick Rowden to get an invite from that. I don't think Jason's on. Jason, are you on Discord?
Yes.
Okay. Jim, this is from Chris Sharp. A question I asked earlier, but Mike Paul missed it. At Reloading Podcast, will this shoot allow calibers outside of 338 Lapua? Just asking for Phil. I mean, a friend, not Phil.
Oh, I didn't miss it.
What shoot is he talking about?
The Kansas one. Going to Kansas.
We're all
Oh, yeah.
all 50 states come
Yeah.
in. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get the 2x4, Jim, and you can catch up.
I was away from the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. GGW said I was sleeping. He's your buddy, isn't he, Jason?
Yes, sir.
Jim, you got an echo coming through you. And so I keep muting you. All right. So, primary arms. Ooh, let's talk about backpacks. School's coming back. Let's see what primary arms has for backpacks.
Don't forget the plate that goes with it.
Yeah. All sorts of fun stuff. They've got some discrete day packs, which kind of look like a regular backpack. So, holy crap! That's on sale for $19.99.
You talking the discrete plate or the discrete backpack?
Uh-huh.
I've even thought about good perfect on like a back of a plate carrier.
Wow.
It's got the molly in the back, so
Yeah, it's so it's got your standard center pouch, and then it's got your extra zippers and stuff. The one little pouch expands out a little bit. It opens all the way up like a suitcase, so that's cool. But yeah, it's quite a snazzy little unit here. And right now it's on sale for $19.99. So,
And don't forget the plate that goes with it.
Yep. Get yourself
for your
a plate.
kids.
That's right. They got a whole bunch of different backpacks on sale right now. Nice back to school special. So there you go. Swing over to primaryarms.com and check them out. Also, if you are not a member of the Patriot Patch Company Patch of the Month, you are missing out on awesome stuff like this.
Or like this.
Or this. Or that. So, that's patriotpatch.co. Swing over, check out Jake and Ryan's fun stuff, see what they got going on. It's all sorts of good stuff. So, but yes.
Mike, did the echo go away?
Yes.
Setting. That's what it was. Setting.
I mean, they've got all sorts of different fun stuff here for the backpacks. We've got, let's see here. That's a nice little setup there. They've got some fun stuff. So, yeah, you got to check them out. primaryarms.com, Patriot Patch Company, or patriotpatch.co. So, we did have a question earlier about lighting for your presses. Does anybody have lighting specifically on their press?
I run LEDs on my Mark III. Okay, my C&H Auto Champ Mark III. I run LEDs on that. I run LEDs on my 1000, and I use overheads for my for my single stages. Shotgun presses are overhead with a flashlight, because sometimes I got to see how the wad is being put in.
Okay.
So, but that's about the extent. I mean, there's nothing wrong. More light is good. Okay, guys. Especially if it helps you catch a mistake somewhere along the line. There are flashlight holders that you can get that will hold your flashlight up and allow you to move it around, that are cheap. LED strip lights you can buy from
Hornady.
Hornady and
There's a couple other companies out there.
and what's the one with the makes the press stands, the metal press
Inline.
stand? Inline. There you go.
Inline.
Inline makes some, and and you can go on eBay, and of course you can find all the stuff over there. Light helps. Don't think it doesn't.
Especially as your eyes start to get older. Echo's Reloading Chamber says he's used both inline fabrication and KMF UFO lighting. It's all LED. The KMF UFO stuff is really well built. They build their own LEDs, and they're all military veterans.
Jason, don't you have some lighting on your press? One of your presses?
I do. I kind of think it's inline, but it's been so long I don't really remember.
Or do you have it on more than one press?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the 550 and the 650 both have them.
Okay. I did what Jorgen Reagan did. I put 2 4-foot LEDs over top my bench.
Yeah, I got LEDs over mine too, but like if you want to be your own powder checker, look down in the case. It's good to have a light right there. It helps.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It
It's
doesn't seem to me like they were spendy at all that I recall.
$20, I think, with the transformer.
Okay.
I mean, that's so I have LEDs that I'll be putting in my new shop, but it's overhead LEDs are great, but they're still shadows, and having the light on the press near the right on the press is just makes a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, I'm on KMS Squared's website, and they've got really nice setups here. They've got the kits, but more importantly, they have the kits set up so that the wiring for the kit stays out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's never an issue.
But when you get to the 1100s and the 1050s and the thousands, and also with the C&H presses, that's where the head moves down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with the head moving down, that's where the wiring can get in the way. That's some of the things you want to watch for. It isn't too much of a problem with the 550s and the 650s because your head isn't moving. You got your base that's moving. And it's just easier to route things around with that.
Mm-hmm. $16.99 for the 550 price, or for the 550 setup. So on their website. But
Hey, Mikey, what's the link for that KMF site?
See, that's the thing is it's not KMF, it's KMS Squared is the one that I found.
With the word squared behind it?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the right thing. Because I did KMF UFO lighting.
Yeah, KMF is KMS. I think that's the old name for it.
And so they're on Amazon.
I went through the URL in the chat. If it'll come up.
They've got a Amazon store. They make them for the Forster coax, Jim.
Yeah, that's why you're right. It's KMS. I made a mistake of putting their URL in this particular tab?
So the Amazon store, it's $17.49 for the 550, for the 650, for the lock and load AP. So
And if you go through Reloading Network with the Amazon store there,
mm-hmm.
that helps us a few pennies here and there.
Yeah, there's affiliate links.
Yeah,
They're
on
over
the
on
firearmsradio.tv page
Mhm,
for
mhm.
Amazon.
It helps. I do it all the time. I actually have a bookmark where I go through the affiliate link every time I buy something. I use Amazon quite a bit for small purchases.
Yeah, so it is kmssquared.com.
Yeah. Yeah, I made a mistake putting that in this tab, and that's why I left the channel.
We understand.
Yeah, getting old.
Kidding?
Yeah, getting, yeah. So are you, Jason. At least, never mind.
Yeah, I've been old.
I'll pay for it if I keep it. I keep it going. Anyway, yeah, I'm interested for the coax and for the 550. That's not a bad price.
Uh-uh.
Thank you, Echo, for clearing that up.
So
All right.
So yeah, you said Echo says I have the lights for the coax from down and have it on my coax. I could do a video if you're interested in seeing all of them. So that'd be cool. But yeah, so check out his channel and see all that fun stuff. But well, I think that about wraps it up for tonight, gang. Huge shout out to all the Patreons that keep us going. Huge shout out to Jim for always having an Echo. Shout out to Chris Sharp for telling Jim that he has the KMS on his Forester and you'll like it. Is that kind of like what the judge told, what's his name? You'll get nothing and you'll like it. Caddyshack reference for those of you who have no idea what I just said. If you haven't seen Caddyshack, you need to.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the tip.
Anyway, before I say something silly, just want to thank, like I said, thank the Patreons. Thank everybody who sends us emails at reloadingpodcast@gmail.com, sends us text messages or leaves us voicemails at 608-467-0308. Oh, that reminds me. I got to get that done so we can play Chris Sharp's voicemail he left next week.
Yeah. How about a stump the panel?
Well, there we go.
Think of some question, guys, to stump the panel.
Well, it's not going to be much to stump me, but I mean, come up with something to stump Paul, stump Jim.
That sounds like a lot like the old TV show Beat the Clock.
Yeah, there was a few game
Or-
shows that had the
yeah.
stump the panel bits.
Yeah. But let's stump the panel.
Thanks to everybody that tunes in live. And thanks to everybody that gives us thumbs up. Just thankful to everybody. I'm slowly working on Jason's son is helping me with trying to get some quicker editing, so we might be able to get rid of some more of that background noise a little faster and be able to get more episodes up. So but thanks for hanging in there with us, and on that note, keep your brass shiny.
Be an asset, not a Travis Buck.
Jump on the Millsarp short bus.
Grandpa told me, despite what my mama said, violence does solve problems.
United we stand, with 2A. Without 2A, we fail. Gun control isn't about guns. Gun control is about control.
That's right. Thanks, folks. Just remember, if you're struggling through life and you're thinking that suicide is the way out, it's not. Call 800-273-8255. They've got great help that can really kind of help you work through some stuff and get it all figured out. Thanks.
Good night, all.
Good night.